When Brian Dawkins stepped onto the field, he became somebody else.
The time is gone. The time is gone.
Coming out of that tunnel, he transformed. He goes from Brian Dawkins during the course of the week. Game day, he's Wolverine.
The best there is at what I do, but what I do is very nice.
When I touch the doggone field, I flip that switch, and that's a different person. So that is Weapon X.
It was game time. It was like a light switch turned on, and he became something else.
He's like a missile out there for that safety position. He will hit you.
He was like, Spikes, I'm gonna take his soul.
A heat-seeking missile.
He hit me so hard, I saw like a star for 2 weeks.
Oh, what a hit from the 45-yard line by Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins leveled him. And Dawkins is down as well. Oh, does he get hit by Brian Dawkins on the blitz? That was a ferocious hit by Brian Dawkins.
Well, he just comes in at 100 miles an hour. Puts a shot right on Mike Vick's ribs.
But Weapon X took years to unleash.
Emmett Thomas saw something in me that I could not see. Emmett never let me settle for good. So even when I was doing good in practice, good in the games, he kept like getting on me. I'm like, man, I thought I was doing good. He said, no, you should have done that. Emmett unleashed the beast inside of me. I believed in Emmett's vision of me, and I began to go after the vision that he saw for me. And then in that first year, and then into that second year, into that third year especially, I began to say, wow, I see what he's talking about.
Then, in 1999, everything changed when the Eagles hired Andy Reid and Jim Johnson.
In Jim Johnson's defense, he used me all over the field as a weapon, right? So blitzing and coverage, I would come into the line of scrimmage and do some things as a linebacker sometimes. I would play slot corner sometimes. So he used me all over the place.
Jim Johnson, one of the best defensive coordinators in all of football, who likes to throw different blitzes and schemes.
And what he does so well is he just brings numbers. It's just about, they kept 5 in, they brought 6. You can't block him.
We asked Jim Johnson what it is that he has in his defense that lets him blitz and do what he does. And he said, my safeties. And that certainly means Brian Dawkins first and foremost.
I thought the biggest difference in this defense, watching him last week against the Miami Dolphins, was the play of Brian Dawkins. If Brian Dawkins is right, he is everything to this defense.
Kerry Collins yesterday, he says, it's the first thing I look at when I come to the line of scrimmage. Where's Dawkins?
Yeah, they have to know where Dawkins is because he's their best blitzer, their favorite blitzer, and even when he doesn't blitz, a blitz will come from his side.
Eagles show blitz. Dawkins from behind, loose football.
As a safety in this league, you want to stake out that territory and say, look, you may catch a ball from time to time here, but if you come into my area, I'm going to punish you.
Good protection to the end zone, incomplete. Oh, what a save by Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins saves the day. This is 6 points for the Raiders, and at the last minute, he extends and gets his right hand, and just barely knocks it away.
Man, I think Dawkins is a real key to that secondary. To me, the best free safety in football. He covers like a corner, he hits like a safety, and he's got the savvy of a longtime Pro Bowl vet.
By 2001, Andy Reid had transformed the Eagles, once perennial losers, into contenders.
We are in St. Louis, the NFC Championship game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the St. Louis Rams, and the atmosphere is championship. Not many people give them a chance. How do you feel about that?
Well, and I think they're using that for their motivation. I mean, that's what they've been talking about. You know, that we come in here, no one thinks we can win.
McNabb faked the hit, dropped the ball, and the Rams have it.
McNabb fakes, drops up, fires outside to Buckhalter. Too low, incomplete. McNabb goes deep, juggled, and dropped.
That time McNabb makes a heck of a throw, and James Thrash can't hold on to it. Since that first drive and that first turnover, the Eagles have been fighting an uphill battle.
And that was Brian Dawkins.
I think Brian Dawkins is the best free safety in all football.
Warner back to throw and throws up the middle incomplete.
And if you come in the middle, you're going to have a collision with Brian Dawkins. I think the thing that has changed the tide here for the Philadelphia Eagles is Brian Dawkins. I mean, in that last series, he made a couple plays. But that kind of gave this whole Eagle team, you could feel he's the guy that gave him that lift.
There's the man. Touchdown, end zone, shot to Todd Pinkston.
We're talking about how Brian Dawkins kind of changed things for the Eagles. You get the feeling that Marshall Faulk is saying, I want to answer what Brian Dawkins did.
This is Marshall Faulk. Touchdown.
But Marshall Faulk is so powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it was blocked, and the ones that they didn't block, he just took it and drove his legs.
Second and goal. Ball. It's down, touchdown. There's been signal, and the Rams move further ahead.
I smell Patriots and Rams.
That would begin a frustrating streak for the Eagles. 3 straight championship games, 3 straight losses. But Brian Dawkins remained the motor driving their defense.
Brian Dawkins is the heart and soul, not only of this Eagle defense, but of this entire Eagle team.
And welcome to Veterans Stadium, rocking today as the Red Hot Eagles meet the Houston Texans. Here's Carr, he's got a problem, and then he, with his legs, gets it, raises the ball, Eagles have it. It's picked up by Brian Dawkins, the all-pro safety. Now Carr takes a look, throws downfield, intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the greatest free safety in the game. Look at this, the Eagles on the run, one man to beat, the block is there. And Dawkins flying into the end zone, and so Andy Reid, a master at trick plays. Now, hard set, David Carr looks downfield, and Dawkins, they send the free safety, and there isn't a better free safety anywhere than this guy.
He became the only player with a sack, interception, fumble recovery, and receiving touchdown in a single game. With performances like that, something eventually had to give.
We welcome you to Philadelphia, and we welcome you to this NFC Championship game. Philadelphia, Atlanta, winner goes to the Super Bowl. And no head coach in the history of the Eagles has won more games than Andy Reid, but what's been hanging over Reid in this Philadelphia Eagles group is getting past this round and into the Super Bowl. When you get into championship football, it's about the players. Great players make great plays in big games, and that's going to be the key here today. Now over the middle, Crumpler, what a throw, what a hit, what a catch. Now to Crumpler, hung on after getting a vicious blow from Brian Dawkins.
That hit sent a message, and was the defining moment in what would be a 27-10 victory.
First of all, hallelujah! But nobody respecting us as a defense. Give me some respect right now.
The passion, the emotion that you just saw out of Brian Dawkins has been pent up for 3 years. This city, this organization, this football team.
But there was an even bigger storyline entering the Super Bowl.
Here is McNabb drilling it, and it's caught by Terrell Owens.
Watch his foot get kind of caught in the grass. They've had a history of kind of limping into the playoffs.
The question on everyone's mind, I'm sure here in Philadelphia and around the world, is this simply: will Terrell Owens be playing in Jacksonville in Super Bowl 39? Well, I have a feeling he will.
Welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida. And again, welcome to Super Bowl number 39. The Philadelphia Eagles getting their first crack at a Super Bowl since the 1980 season and trying to win their first NFL championship since 1960. Injured December 19th against Dallas. Had 2 screws and a plate put in that broken right ankle. 6 weeks later, here he is starting. Quick throw, Terrell Owens. He has 2 catches already. So much for him being a decoy. Owens, open space. Harrison chasing and out of bounds inside the 20, and a late flag comes in. And I got to tell you, we talked about Terrell Owens all week long and the speculation as to whether or not he would play. And the night that he's had, of course, thrown 10 times with 8 receptions and 112 yards, I don't think anybody, the most optimistic of persons, would have thought that he would have been able to come in here and have the impact that he's had in this game. The pass is caught. An unbelievable catch by Terrell Owens. Unbelievable.
But Terrell Owens was not a one-man team.
During the regular season, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The only quarterback in NFL history to throw for more than 30 and throw fewer than 10 interceptions.
And as good as he was during the regular season, Joe, he's been that much better here in the playoffs.
McNabb, corner of the end zone, a flag is down, and the pass is eventually picked off by Asante Samuel. So with the illegal contact called on Roman Pfeiffer, it gives the Eagles the ball back and an automatic first down. And on first down from the 19, McNabb goes toward the end zone, and this one is picked off. McNabb fires high, and the pass is intercepted by Brewski. Owens did all he could, but it's Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, NFL champions again.
That would be the end of the Eagles' championship game streak. Dawkins, however, continued to lead the defense until his very last game. Week 17, 2008. If the Eagles beat the Cowboys, they're in the playoffs.
It's the season finale here in 2008. And this bitter rivalry continues between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. How will the Dallas Cowboys respond, knowing now that they are in a game with the Philadelphia Eagles where the winner moves on and the loser will be watching the postseason at home on television?
If you ask me what is my favorite vision of a successful way of winning a game, that's it for me. Me making the play on a quarterback, making him fumble, and then my teammate picking it up and scoring.
Another blitz from the Eagles. And knocked out of the hand by Dawkins. Fumble by Romo down the field. Clemens, a stiff arm and a touchdown. A blitz. Marion Barber loses the football. Jose Leo Hansen on the return. Only Romo can get close to him. It's another defensive touchdown.
I think the party started a while ago, but if it didn't, it sure has now.
And that party has been led by number 20.
Despite his heroics, the Eagles thought at age 35, Brian Dawkins was done.
Brian Dawkins, what we hear this week here in Philadelphia, too old, can't get it done. On the films I watched.
It was the Pittsburgh game, right? I had gave up a couple of plays against Dallas, right? And now Brian Dawkins, he has lost it. He's no longer, he's still slow. It's time to move on and all that stuff. And I kept hearing all of that stuff. I'm like, okay, thank you. I've been disrespected. And so it was my duty to make sure that my play and who I was as a person spoke so loud, I didn't have to say nothing about the mistake that they made, they being the Eagles. So when I went to Denver, that was my mindset.
When you've got a future Hall of Famer who's a little irritated, a good time to cut him loose. I tell you what, Dawkins is one of those players as a coach. I guarantee you the Philadelphia Eagles would be a better football team today had Dawkins been there to help lead that defense that was going through transition.
The late star of the Kansas City Chiefs. Big third down. Rivers hit as he throws. Brian Dawkins levels Phillip Rivers. Darren McFadden, he took a shot. Brian Dawkins with the hit.
You talk about a warrior right there. You take a good look at Brian Dawkins.
And that's what you get with a veteran player like Brian Dawkins. Watch, he's out of bounds. Now watch him bring both feet back in bounds and watch him jump. He jumps back in bounds, reestablishes himself before he picks up the ball.
Low on 3rd and 10, go up the seam. Oh, what a defensive play. Made by number 20, Brian Dawkins.
Wow, 16 years. Could never imagine playing that long. You know how durable you have to be and how well you have to take care of your body?
You should know. You played many years in the league.
Particularly at the safety position, to play as physical as he does, to use his body as a battering ram each and every Sunday.
After 2 more Pro Bowl selections, at age 38, Dawkins retired. He's one of the greatest safeties and hardest hitters in NFL history. But there is another player who hit even harder, Dick Butkus. If you want to learn more about his career, check out this video here.